Okay, so this first video is going to look at simplifying algebraic fractions. Things like this, and also ones looking like that. If you can already do those, have a go, and by all means skip to the end, skip through the video, and get on with some questions. Some of this might be familiar from your GCSEs. So, our first example, looking at this one here. Now, what you're looking for is common factors. Okay, factors of every single term in this. If we look, there is an x in all of our terms in this algebraic fraction. Also, you can see 6, 8, 4 and 2, so all have 2 as a factor. So factors are 2 and x. We'll do this step by step. So first, we can cancel the 2's out and divide everything by 2, which will give us 3x to the power of 4 minus 4x squared plus 2x all over x, because every single term has been divided by 2. Now, let's get rid of the x's. So cancel out 1x from each of these terms. So 3x to the power of 4, so there's 4x's there, becomes 3x cubed minus this x times x, so that's going to be 1x left. There's only 1x here, so that's plus 2. Now x divided by x is just 1, leaves us 1 on the bottom. And as you know, if you divide by 1, you don't need to write it, so our answer is 3x cubed minus 4x plus 2. Sometimes, you see there's no common factor in all the terms here. However, we can break it down to the original parts. Let's look at this sum for a second. Now, you know 5 halves take 4 halves is 1 half. Okay, and back to our old fractions, at the common denominator, you can write this as 5 subtract 4. By the same means, we can reverse engineer this and say that this came from 4x squared over 3x subtract 6 over 3x. Okay, and now we've kind of taken it back a step. You can see here there's a common factor of x, so that becomes 4x over 3. And this part has a common factor of 3, so that becomes 2 over x. And that is as far as we can take that. There's no more common factors to take from either of our two fractions. Now sometimes a common factor isn't a single letter or a single number. It's in fact a whole bracket. So if you look here, this top bracket, 3x minus 4, is exactly the same as what's on the bottom. So you can just cancel these out straight away, because our x plus 3 is times by this, bottom part's by itself. This gives x plus 3 as our solution. In fact, that's quite easy to spot. Of course, sometimes you've got to factorise it. Again, using our GCSE skills, just to factorise the bottom parts. And as a clue in these things, if it says to simplify algebraic fraction, and it gives you a term looking like this, odds are that should be somewhere in your answer. If you factorise it, and there's no common factors, odds are I've gone wrong somewhere. So actually, I can already tell the bottom part will have an x plus 3 in it. But just to factorise 1 second, this becomes factors of 12 are 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4. Now to make minus 1, I want to use these two numbers here, and I'm going to do 3 take away 4. So this factorises to x plus 3, x subtract 4. On the bottom, x plus 3, x subtract 4, and that cancels. We just need to do 1 over x subtract 4. If any of this is too quick for you, go back, pause the video, watch it again. If it's fine, go ahead, try some questions. Make sure you've got notes in your book looking at each of those 4 different types of fractions. But give it a go. Any help wanted, please do ask.